4 high schools, 7 middle schools, 1 college, and a university, and much more. Now introducing your most comprehensive weekly local sports show in Madison County, the Richmond Register Sports Show. The Richmond Register Sports Show is brought to you by MetroNet, superfast internet, simply a better connection. Central Kentucky Pressure Washing, Total Comfort, heating and air conditioning. Let Total Comfort keep you cool or warm this winter. Call for service or for a free replacement quote. And by kymedia.net, digital media solutions on your terms. Here's your host for all things local sports, the Richmond Register sports editor, Nathan Hutchinson.
Welcome to this week's edition of the Richmond Register Sports Show. My name is Nathan Hutchinson. I'm the sports editor of the Richmond Register, and we very much appreciate you guys checking out our show this week. Here in a little bit, we will have very special guests on. It'll be Madison Central boys golf coach Kyle Congleton, and he's bringing along with him a couple of his players, Clay Pendergrass and Cooper Eberle. So we appreciate those guys taking the time out of their weekend to stop by and talk to us. They just won their 6th tournament title of the season on Saturday. They're having a tremendous season and really have emerged as a real potential threat to win a state championship here in a couple of months. So it'll be very interesting to hear what they have to say about the season so far, and we're looking forward to talking to them. But as we always do, we like to start off the show with a little recap of what happened in Madison County sports last week. And of course, Friday night was the opening night of high school football all across the Commonwealth, and all 3 of our local teams were in action. And we're going to start off talking about the Berea Pirates. Berea went 0-8 last year. They had lost 9 straight games, but under new coach Frank Parks Jr., the Pirates came up with a 29-8 win over Harlan on Friday night down at Dewerson Stadium. It was a game that was scoreless at halftime, and but the Pirates were able to find the end zone 4 times in the second half and pull off their first win in over a year. And it was Yamil Cruz with 3 touchdowns. Jaden Cunningham had a rushing touchdown, and a great performance at quarterback from Jason Coburn. So it was a great night in Berea. They were really had high hopes with new coaching staff and everything, and it worked out perfectly for them. And our friend Zach Cumbus covered the game for us from the Eastern Progress, and he got a chance to talk to Frank Parks Jr. afterwards. So here's what the coach had to say after his first win.
All right, Coach, so how does it feel? First game of the season, picking up a win.
It feels great. You know, wins are hard to come by. You know, these guys are putting in the work all summer long. Have bought in. You know, we coached them hard, loved them hard, but it feels great. It feels great for these young men to come out here and get them a win. It's been a long time since they've able to get a win, and it just feels good to know the staff had us prepared and come out here with a dub today. And the way we play second half is great.
Yeah, what was the message at halftime? It was 0-0. It was a defensive battle the first half. What was your message there?
Well, I told offense, I said we shot ourselves out in the foot. You know, a couple personal fouls, not being disciplined, a couple mistakes not executing correctly. I told them everything was correctable. When they come out second half, get a stop, which defense played very well. I said then we're going to drive down the score, and then it's a different ball game. And, you know, that's what we did, and we kind of start executing from there.
Yeah. What did you think about that play, though, when they tipped the ball and got the first touchdown? It was a tip and then a catch. That was pretty good. Good play.
It was a good play. Sometimes it's better to be lucky than good. They kept fighting, stayed with it, and, you know, we called it, and they kind of, you know, got the monkey off our back a little bit as far as putting the ball in the end zone. Then we kind of took off from there. So it was big. Yeah. They got to start it.
Oh, yeah. And what about your running back there, Cunningham? He's a hoss there. He can truck everybody down and get a bunch of touchdowns. Yeah.
Last week in scrimmage, we had a little moment. I told him, so listen, you need to run downhill and punish people, and I promise you, they ain't gonna want to tackle you all game long. Yeah. And second half in the scrimmage last week, that's what he did. And he carried over today, and he's a load. And once he can get out and over, he got some little speed as well. But he runs behind him pass. He's tough to bring down.
Yeah. And talk about your defense too. Harlan's a good team out there, so your defense to keep them from scoring. So talk about
defense that. Defense played great. First 2 scrimmages, Coach Jones has done a great job preparing those guys, and they played hard. Even when I watched them last year on film, one thing about them, they always played hard. They never quit. They always fight. And, you know, now it's all come together as far as fundamentals and techniques, and defense can carry you a long way when you play that way.
Yeah, and talk about, a win's a good thing, but what improvements do you see coming from this game?
We got to continue to execute on offense are block, some of the miscues we have as far as not running the correct routes, missing some people who was open, just things that it takes time offensively. These guys are learning this new system from scratch, so it's going to take time to execute, but they just keep fighting.
And how did that ice bath feel at the end?
It was cold. They snuck me. I wasn't ready for that one.
That was pretty good. Congratulations and good luck the rest of the season.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, well, I appreciate Zach covering the game for us and taking the time to talk to Coach Parks after the game. We very much appreciate that, and also our friend Ricky Elkins had the photography on that game for us as well, so thanks to Ricky as well. So Berea will be back at home this Friday night at Dewerson Stadium against Nicholas County. Up here in Richmond, we had the Roy Kidd Bowl over at Madison Central. Was LCA taking on Madison Central in the season opener for both teams, and the first game under new head coach at Madison Central as well. Of course, we all know that's veteran coach Mike Holcomb, and the things didn't go offensively the way the Indians would have wanted, and LCA was able to pull off a 21-12 victory. Central's defense played lights out, forced 3 turnovers, had an interception return for a touchdown by Brady Hensley, and just a great all-around effort from the defense, but the offense just really could not get it going. Only 228 yards, only had 8 first downs. They were 2 of 9 on third downs, and they had 4 turnovers. So Adrian Parks did have a 78-yard touchdown run. And like I said, Brady Hensley had a defensive touchdown for the only scores for Madison Central. But still, there was lots of positives to take away from this. I got a chance to talk to Mike Holcomb after the game, and here's what the coach had to say about the loss to LCA.
Well, Coach, your defense played a heck of a game, man.
Defense played great, and all our kids played their heart out. We struggled a little bit offensively, and I knew they got a good defensive football team. We knew that coming in, and we gotten better. I thought we got better as the game went on. We finally got some field position where we got some things going, and had several turnovers that cost us. But defensively played lights out, and did a great job. And coaching staff, Coach Blair, Coach Smoot, Coach Chapman, Coach Dennis Cornett, Teddy Taylor, and Chris Minter, all those guys did a great job preparing them for defense league night.
Yeah, offense just couldn't get going. Then Adrian Parks found a gap, and he was gone.
Yeah, sometimes you just have to find some things. And, we mix it up and finding our plays aren't that different, but sometimes we find a set that we can get somebody, and he showed us some great speed that we knew he'd been there. He's been out a little bit for a while, and he had to be at home for a while, so he made a great play.
Yeah, and like I said, defense. LCA hadn't been held under 25 points or so for a long, long time. I think as someone was saying over here on the sideline. So that was a team that was almost state champion last year, and he basically gave up 2 touchdowns to them offensively.
Yeah, they did, and man, we got that one on defense ourselves, and almost had another one defensively. So had another big play by defense. So yeah, they played great tonight, and hopefully we can do. The offense is my responsibility. So when it don't go good, I'll take that responsibility. And we'll just keep working at it. We'll get better at it.
In a first game setting, do you kind of about now, it's going to be some ups and downs. We're learning something new.
Yeah, we especially know tonight. It's a big game, bowl game, and LCA is a strong program. And but I don't care. I was new to them. They's new to me. But always the first game, wherever you're at, it's a little bit. What we're gonna do? Except no problem for them. They've had them together 3 or 4 years. So the first game is always a little bit. What we're gonna do?
Yeah, it's been hard to compare apples and oranges, but these 2 teams did play 2 years ago, and they beat you by 30. So that was a different team, different coaching staff and everything. But
well, it's just all about what we got today. I just try to live for it. I just fall in love with these kids, and they're playing their hearts out, and they're learning me, and they learn our coaching staff. If we'll stay the course, I think we can get better each week.
All right, we appreciate Mike Holcomb taking some time to talk to us after the game. As you can see, still very optimistic about how the season's going to go. Remember, Central was 1-8 last year, and they played LCA 2 years ago and lost 45-15. So hard to compare apples and oranges like we talked about in the video there. But I think everybody around the program sees some progress, and that's a good sign moving forward. And the Indians will be back in action Friday at Paul Lawrence Dunbar. Another tough team. They got all the way to the region final last year, so very tough opening part of the season schedule for the Indians. And the Madison Southern Eagles went down to Somerset to take on old rival Southwestern on Friday night, and man, things got off to a great start for the Eagles. First play from scrimmage, 62-yard pass from Cole Carpenter to Walt Smith, touchdown. Eagles up 6-0, and then Southwestern scored the next 34 points on the way to a 55-14 win over the Eagles. Cole Carpenter did have a touchdown run in the second half, but other than that, the Eagles really couldn't get much going offensively and suffered a pretty lopsided loss there. But it's early in the season, lots of room to improve, and the Eagles will be back in action at home on Friday night against GRC. Well, we've gone through 2 weeks of high school soccer now, and we still have 3 Madison County teams that are undefeated. The Madison Central boys are 5-0 on the season now. They picked up 3 wins last week. They beat Berea 11-1, Tates Creek 3-0, and on Saturday they beat Ashland Blazer 10-0. In that game, Sam Hughes, 3 goals and 2 assists, and Gavin O'Shea had 2 goals and an assist. His second goal was his 54th of his career. That is a new program record for Madison Central, so congratulations to Gavin. And they've been having a pretty good run of it. They had a great season last year, and that's just carried over to here as well. So 5-0 for the Indians. The Madison Southern girls are 4-0. Last week they beat Lincoln County 3-2, and they also beat Southwestern 2-0 on Thursday at home. In that game, it was Rebecca Christopher and Mallory Dewerson both with goals, and the Lady Eagles will be back in action at home on Tuesday in a big doubleheader with Model. And the Madison Central girls are also undefeated on the season so far. They are 2-0-1. They had a 1-1 tie Thursday at Lincoln County, and they came back and picked up a 6-3 win over North Laurel on Saturday. And in that game, it was Tristan Hornsby with 2 goals and 2 assists, and Maddie Eads with a goal and an assist. And some other soccer action from around the county. The Model girls moved to 3-1 on the season. They beat Berea 2-0 on Thursday, with Aniston Bray and Julia Luxon scoring a goal, and then they suffered a 5-1 loss to South Laurel on Thursday for their first loss of the season. The Berea boys are 0-3-1 on the season. They lost to Madison Central 11-1 earlier in the week, but picked up a tie on Thursday at home against Garrett County. It was Cannon Cummings in the 1-1 draw there. And the Berea girls suffered a pair of losses last week to Madison Central and Model. They're now 1-2 on this season. And the Madison Southern boys, well, they had a tough schedule week. They took on 2 very, very tough teams. They lost to Lexington Catholic 3-1 up in Lexington, and then lost down on the road at Corbin 1-0. But they did pick up, between those two, picked up a 9-1 win over Southwestern, and in that game, Rue Limmer had a goal and an assist. And the Model boys had only 1 game last week, but they moved to 1-1 on the season with a 3-3 tie on Tuesday against Harrison County, and it was Keshav Bandiare with 2 goals in that game. Moving on to volleyball, the opening week of the season, and the Madison Southern, the defending district champions, opened with a pair of wins. On Tuesday, they beat East Jessamine 3-1, and on Thursday, they beat LCA 3-0. In that game, it was Kayla Atkins, 9 kills, 14 assists, and 6 digs. They'll be back in action Tuesday at Pulaski County. Madison Central had just 1 game in the opening week of the season. They picked up a 3-0 win over Model on Tuesday. It was Riley Campbell with 7 kills, 4 digs, and it was Anaya Hughley with 6 kills and 3 aces. They'll be back in action Monday against Trinity Christian. Berea community was very busy in the opening week of the season. They picked up wins over Danville in Lee County, and then lost to Lincoln County on Thursday night, and then they played host to the Berea Invitational over the weekend, and they posted a 2-2 record in that event and finished 4th. They beat Model in Middlesboro, and they'll be back in action Tuesday at home against Bergen. And probably the feel-good story of the week, I have to say, is the Model volleyball team. First 2 seasons of existence didn't have a win. They were 0-31. Then they opened the season with a couple of losses. And then at the Berea Invitational Tournament on Saturday, they lost their first 3 matches. But then against Middlesboro, they finally picked up the program's first ever win, a 2-0 win over Middlesboro, 25-3, 25-18. So congratulations to the Lady Patriots. I know it's been a long time coming, but it's hard to start up a program, and there's a lot of growing pains that go on. But congratulations to the Lady Patriots. They stuck with it, and they finally got that first win. Some golf news real quick. The Madison Central girls golf team shot a .336 at the Bluegrass Invitational on Saturday. A little shorthanded, didn't have Clara Beth Ramsey, and Molly Neely also had to withdraw with an injury. But still, Elizabeth Eberle shot a 74, tied for 4th, and still put a pretty good performance up even though they were shorthanded. And the Model senior Thomas Luxon shot a 75 and finished 7th. at the Anderson County Bearcat Invitational on Saturday as well. So lots of great stuff happening. We try to get all this information to you. If you follow our social media sites, we'll definitely blow you up. I had someone tell me the other day, he said, every time I open up Facebook, I see another score or another picture or something, but we will definitely blow up your timeline on Facebook or Twitter, but we love doing it. So lots of good stuff going on, and lots of good stuff to report on, and just like I said, like we always say, we appreciate you guys watching, and we'll be right back in just a few minutes with Madison Central boys golf coach Kyle Congleton.
Do you want to sponsor the weekly Richmond Register Sports Show? Contact the Richmond Register, richmondregister.com, and of course on Facebook or Twitter. Get the Richmond Register directly to your mailbox, or get the app online and visit richmondregister.com. The Richmond Register Sports Show is brought to you by MetroNet, superfast internet, simply a better connection. Central Kentucky Pressure Washing, Total Comfort, heating and air conditioning. Let Total Comfort keep you cool or warm this winter. Call for service or for a free replacement quote. And by kymedia.net, digital media solutions on your terms.
All right, we are back with Kyle Congleton, Madison Central boys golf coach. Thanks for coming on, Kyle.
Yes, sir.
You guys are having a tremendous year. You got your 6th tournament title on Saturday.
Yeah.
Doing pretty good. So.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So we get you out here on a Sunday. Did you get a chance to go out and hit some balls this morning?
No, ended up not
You didn't
going.
play?
No, I ended up not playing this morning. No. So
Okay.
Full day on the course. Wake up at 5 o'clock yesterday morning and head to Louisville yesterday, and we didn't get back till after 10:30. So long day yesterday, but that's part of high school golf for us. So been taking it easy today.
Yeah. Well, I'm guessing with obviously your coaching responsibilities and your full-time job with Robinson Turley, you don't get a chance to play much very often, do you?
No. So like I told you, I was planning on taking it this morning, but a full day on the course yesterday where we're leaving at dark and driving home and not getting home till 10:30. Yeah, not a whole lot of time for myself, but that's all right.
Yeah, that's
I get out and play with the boys every once in a while. So.
You guys, obviously, if people don't remember, Kyle was a pretty good golfer back in the day. He did win a region title and got to the state 2 or 3 times?
3 times.
3 times,
yes,
individually.
Yes, sir.
Unfortunately, the team never got there, but you got there as an individual.
Went senior year. Yeah,
okay,
we won region.
One
region senior year at Gibson Bay, which we're good to have host region this year at Gibson Bay again. So bring back some memories, and big upset over LCA my senior year at region, which they went on to win the state title at Bowling Green that year. So. But yeah, it's going to be nice to have region back at Gibson Bay on September 28th, and reminisce on the good times. We were talking about, I think, yesterday on the way up to the Louisville, how my playoff went to win region back in the day. So it's always good to tell the boys these stories and talk about the past a little bit.
Yeah, the playoff was on 18, and you stuck that thing about 5 feet from the hole.
Yeah, that's what I was telling them. Everybody was like hitting irons off the tee, and I couldn't wait to bus driver down the left side, have a little wedge in, and made the putt and won. So it's always good to reminisce on that. Those
see,
days.
if those guys don't believe you, I was there too, so
Yeah.
I can back you up on that.
I used to have a little bit of game. Now I just sit back and get to watch better game than I ever thought about having with the kids I have now. So that's what's crazy. Like you said, I was a decent player, but I got 5 guys on my team, 6 guys on my team better than I ever thought about being. So. It's fun, and just to touch base on yesterday. I mean, obviously the team played phenomenal, but it was neat to see Clay and Warren there, especially late, just battling. 65, 67. Clay holding. I'm sure he'll talk about it. He held out on his 9th hole from like 90-something yards to kind of got him to make the turn at 4 under. And Luke Coyle, one of the top players in the state, Clay was playing with, and they were battling it out, and Clay got hot and won by 2, and then late, like I said, Warren, he caught fire too, like from 220, hit it to 4 feet, tap in eagle, got him kind of in the mix to push Clay a little bit, but yeah, yesterday was, it was awesome golf, not just on my team. The guys we played with, and again, 7 under. I was talking about last week. I mean, at Old Bridge is one thing to shoot 7 under, but yesterday, I mean, that's a real man's course out there, and to shoot that kind of score was phenomenal.
Yeah, that was the South Oldham Invitational at Neville Mead.
Yes, sir. Neville Mead, which is another thing. I tell them that's where the KIT was when I played. So first time I'd been back up to that course in 10 years, and I didn't shoot 65 or 67, anything like that. So impressive day by the team overall.
Yeah, 7 under 281. You beat Trinity by 6 strokes.
Yeah,
another good field. You guys don't play in any wimpy fields, man. I mean, every time you play, it's Trinity, Taylor County, St. X, everybody.
Yeah, and that's like we used to go to some smaller tournaments, but now, I mean, with the talent we got, and it's always more fun to go play the best competition. These guys, they want to play the best competition, and some coaches do it a little different these days with the All-State Championship and trying to get points. And I understand. Everybody wants to be there, and you got everybody has their own thinking process of how to get there. But the tournaments where the top players are, I mean, those are the most fun tournaments, not only for me but for the guys too. I mean, you can't just show up and win. And yesterday, I mean, again, I thought we played as overall as a team. You're not going to have Clay shoot 65 every time. You're not going to have Warren shoot 67. And still, I mean, in golf, 6 shots isn't a whole lot. Yeah. So for us to, sneak one out on Trinity after last week they beat us, I mean, that was a big win yesterday.
Yeah, you've been you talked about this with me before, but this is really kind of you have 5 seniors on this team. This is kind of the year you guys have all been pointing toward as your legitimate chance to do something really special here. Yeah,
I mean, like I said, been here 6 years, and I've had some great teams. You go back to Zach Miller, junior year, those boys, I mean, they were great golfers. But, Cooper switched over from model his freshman year. Obviously, that was a big get. Next thing you know, Warren Thomas lands in my lap,
Literally.
I mean, literally McCracken County, this kid's good. And then you've got kids on the team, like Hayden Wash. I mean, wasn't even playing golf 2 years ago, and absolutely 74 yesterday at a tough course. So I've had some players come in. But yeah, I mean, with Clay's been in the program 4 years. Gavin, there's one of my seniors, been in the program for 6 years. Jacob goes back. I mean, he's been in it 4 years. So yeah, I've looked forward to this year for some time, especially with some of the new kids that have moved in, and we've got a good thing going, and that's why a lot of the years we don't have the pressure on us. I mean, LCA is normally more talented, or there's we're happy. We were happy with 4th or 5th place finishes in these tournaments, but this year, I mean, we've got the talent, and we're showing it that we are the best team, if not one of the best teams in the state. We feel like behind Cal's up there, Trinity's up there with us, St. X is up there. I mean, LCA, they got a good group, and that's the sad thing about it. All this work we're doing, and I think we talked about it the last time you interviewed me. I mean, these wins are great, and the way the kids are playing is great, but it comes down to one day, and whoever's hot that day gets to go. Who's going to be who gets to go compete for a state title, and obviously, we feel like we have a good shot at it, but we got to keep working hard, and it does. It helps having 5 seniors. Having that leadership and having some boys that have gone through this before, and last year we felt, as not only me but I know my players as well, we let one slip last year, and I think we kind of have that chip on our shoulder. I know how bad it felt pulling out of University Club yesterday and giving one away, in our opinion, and not getting to go to Bowling Green and compete for a state title. So I know I haven't forgot how that felt, and I know some of my guys, I told them that I remember like it's yesterday. Hey, let's not forget how this felt, and let's make sure we take care of business next year. So, a lot of good things going. But yeah, we just got to keep working hard, and good. And I think I say it every time, keep working hard and doing the right things. Good things will happen to us. Yeah, and you have such incredible depth on this team, which is great because you have kids that are good enough to qualify and play in these really high-end junior tournaments. Yeah. So a lot of times you've not had some of these kids at different times, so your lineup has been rotating almost constantly. But that's a good thing because these kids are good enough to go play at the next level. It's a great thing. But it has made you have to shuffle things up a little bit. But you have kids that can step right in and play. No, it's been good. I mean, I hate it. I hate when I don't have everybody there. But it's also gives some of these kids that haven't had the opportunity to kind of show me what they could do in a tournament setting. And right now, obviously I've got Clay playing great. Warren's finally getting his game going. Cooper's been steady all year. Gavin was as hot as any player there a couple weeks ago, and he struggled yesterday and still grinded out a 76. So, yeah, I've got those 4, but then you got Jacob and Hayden that have just battled back and forth. They're the best of friends, so it's good because I know they both want each other to succeed and play well, but at the same time they're the two kind of battling for that 5th spot right now. But it kind of keeps everybody on their toes. It keeps everybody working hard. And, again, with the talent Jacob and Hayden has, it doesn't make getting those top 4 guys, it doesn't make their spot 100%, and they got to keep working hard. So it's good when you got 6 or 7 guys that can push each other because it makes everybody from 1 through 6, 1 through 7, really 8, there's a few guys we're not even talking about, push each other, and nobody can get content on this team. And that's a good problem to have. It makes my job hard because I'm the one that's got to make the decision on who travels that week. Yeah. And that's the hardest part because this year everybody is really working hard and everybody is doing the right thing and 100% committed to the team and the program. And so, there's always that 1 or 2 kids getting left behind every Saturday, and, that's just part of it. But like I said, it keeps everybody working hard and committed to the team and the program, and, that's part of it.
Yeah, and like you alluded to earlier, they did change the rule a couple of years ago, so now only 1 team from each region gets to go. And, of course, like you said, on paper right now, you definitely are the best team in this region, but it comes down to one day. Yeah. And, like I said, LCA is still talented. You finished ahead of them a lot this year, but that, it's a kind of I don't want to say scary proposition, but you guys know you're going to have to go out here to Gibson Bay and win the thing.
Yeah, and you just said it. We haven't seen LCA as much this year as we like or normally do. They haven't played in the same tournaments as us as much, and my boys are very close with their guys, and they've got a great relationship with them, and that's a good thing. And I tell the boys that when we get on the course, we got to take care of business. But LCA they are loaded. They got 2 kids. I know they played a shot under par yesterday. Anytime you got 1 or 2 guys that can do that, it's going to keep you in contention in whatever region you're in. And again, like I said, last year, a year that we probably were more talented than them, they whooped our butt. So
and that was on their home course.
Yeah, and at the end of
the university club,
maybe, and some of it, but at the end of the day, they've been in the setting just like all of our guys. They know what it takes to win. They got everybody back, but 1 player, I think, I've got everybody back. Other than Hayden or Jacob, one of them, they didn't play in region last year. So it's going to be a fun next. What we got? I think we have 5 or 6 more tournaments left, and then we'll get to compete at our home course. And I always say the pressure's never really on us, and I wouldn't say the pressure's on us this year, but we do have the talent and the way we've played this year. We might have a little pressure on us, but again, I know what my guys are capable of doing and the talent they have, and they go play their game and worry about themselves. We'll be just fine.
Yeah, well, I think it's pretty obvious. We know the girls' team won a state championship back in 2015, and it's you guys certainly have the talent to do that, but like I said, it's easy. It's not that easy, obviously.
No, it's not. I've been around the program last, I want to think 15 years, going back to when I was in 5th grade playing. I'm obviously close with some of the old coaches, and so I know that some of the stories that have happened here. And we got of my time and knowing, there's only been 1 team right there compete for a state championship. Really, my senior year. We were played great and finished 7th or 8th. My 2nd year of coaching, we played amazing and finished 4th. So in the last 20 years, of my knowledge, that's the best closest we've ever got to a state title. So yeah, that's the thing. It's more to it than golf. These boys, they're waking up at 7, going to school all day, going to practice till dark, doing it all over again. It's a full-time job that a lot of people don't get. Oh, you just play golf. You got a major going to the golf course. No, a lot of people don't understand the work that these boys put in. It's 90 degrees and they're out there walking 18 holes in the afternoon after a full day of class. and then, like I said, I mean, there's just, staying hydrated, eating healthy, staying healthy. I mean, we had a few problems there this week with a few boys sick that, it gets everybody out of the routine when you don't have a few players there in there. So, we don't want to jump the gun. I mean, we got to get through region. Again, we know what we're capable of doing. I don't even want to talk about or think about a state title. I know that if we play like we can and show up like we can, it could be in the making, or we have a shot at it. But again, we got to get through region, and I know we're going to have a tough battle with LCA. I mean, Great Crossings they have a great program this year. Frederick Douglass has a great coach over there. That there's some good coaches and good programs in our region. So it's not going to be handed to us, and we're got to continue to work hard. But yeah, I mean, like you said, of all the 6 years I've coached and 7, 8 years I was on the high school team, this is by far the most talent we've had. One of the best groups of kids I have. I mean, I do stay on them, and I'm very demanding and expect a lot out of them, more than just golf, and that's attitude and how they handle themselves in the classroom and how they handle themselves in this community. And, with as much as you all follow us, and a lot of people in this community that doesn't even follow or know golf know these kids because of how much they're in the paper and how much you do put us out there. So I tell them all the time, they never know who's watching, and one small thing could mess up this great thing that we do have going. So there is a lot more to it than just showing up and playing golf on Saturday afternoons that a lot of people don't understand. So it takes a special group to get where we want, and again, I do think we're heading in the right direction, and look forward to seeing it, and I'm having a blast with it. And that's what I tell the boys. I'm 100% committed, and I got to have them 100% committed for the next 6 weeks, basically is what it is, and then go enjoy your senior year, and then go enjoy the rest of your high school career. But let's make the most of it right now while we got a good thing going.
Yeah, I mean, there's different personalities on this team, but it does seem like there's a quiet confidence with these kids. I mean, they know what they're capable of.
Yeah, no, you talk about different kids. I mean, and they are. I mean, let's just start with here's your Friday night. You got Hayden Wash who played as our fifth man Friday. He's in the pep band Friday night football game, and I mean, I bet there's not another kid played a high school varsity tournament Saturday that was in the pep band Friday night. Then you got Cooper and Gavin, who are front row of the student section, living it up, having a blast.
Banging on that trash can?
Oh, yeah, right. I mean, and then you got Clay and Warren that could care less about the football game and just want to practice golf. And that's just, like I said, you got a different group of kids out there, and that's what kind of makes us special and makes them special. And they all get along great and have a blast, and I have a blast with them. I mean, that's one reason. I mean, we ride to every tournament together. A lot of teams don't do that, especially with everything going on. I mean, a lot of teams keep everybody separated or drive themselves, but our car rides are a blast. I mean, last night you go to dinner and head home. I mean, a win or if we win, obviously it makes it a little more fun. If they act good, it makes it a little more fun. But
what's the music in the car ride?
That it all depends on who's sitting in the front, and the seats go by score. So if you low score gets to pick their seat. Basically, if you're the fourth or fifth high score, you're in the very back and don't have much choice of anything there. So. And that's you'd be surprised. None of them want to sit in the back, so they always play. If they're not playing for their school or themselves, they're playing for the car ride home at least. So.
Well, that's good.
Yes, sir.
Well, congratulations on all your success. Like I said, really with your A team of everybody, you've had 10 tournaments and six first place out of 10. So that's amazing. And like I said, every one of those tournaments is against top-notch competition. Yeah. You guys don't have any gimmies out there anywhere. You're not up in the mountains playing.
Yeah, no,
and somewhere.
And then, right, and that was one thing we talked about last night too. We've got Cooper's won this year, Clay's won this year, and Warren's won this year. Yeah. Gavin's been right there in the mix. Jacob's had a second place finish, and Hayden's had. I mean, Hayden, who's started out the year as our sixth man, has had every term he's been in. He's been in the top 30. Yeah. I mean, so. And most of the time, these tournaments have 100 players. So,
you've probably had more rounds in the 60s than you've had in the 80s.
Oh, I don't know. We've had two,
yeah, just a couple. There's a couple of rounds in the 80s.
I mean,
for the entire team,
right? And so normally, and that's what I mean. That, again, just shows the talent that's here. I mean, even with the B team that's played at Arlington and Greenbrier. I mean, so that's the 6-man, 7-man, 8-man, 9-man. I don't think most tournaments we've had at least three scores in the 70s there. So we're deeper than what a lot of people see, which that's just and a lot of young kids. Again, still have Mason Hamrick came over from Model that's not eligible, and who knows what happens there. But we'll have him back next year. So, I've got hopefully a few more years of coaching in me, and if it stays like this, keep having kids like this, and I might stick around longer than I think. But definitely this year's been a blast, and it helps when you have parents and that are all in, and these kids are all in, and their swing coaches are all in, and that's another thing. Y'all give me credit. I don't do anything. I tell everybody I'm the organizer. I literally show up, make sure they're at practice, and make sure they're behaving right. I get them their drinks. I'm their confidence booster. But you got Jason Eberle here in Richmond. You got Scott Webb here. You got Larry Ward over in Lexington. Those are the guys that, and I know I'm missing a few others there, but all my kids work with somebody, and it's not me. And so the success that we're having has a lot to do with those guys and how committed they are to our youth golfers here. I mean, especially Jason and Scott here in Richmond. I mean, they're unreal, unbelievable. And when you got people like that in the community that are all for junior golf and their success, and these kids are committed like they are, you're going to have a good program. And that all starts way before I ever get involved with these kids. So I like to say, I get way too much credit than what I deserve for what these boys do. I mean, they deserve it all, and they're the ones that put in the work and that, again, stay committed and to the program and what I expect. And like I said, when they do that, and that's when you do have success in a program and good things happen.
And we got to make sure we give a shout out to somebody else who helps out quite a bit. Or you're going to be in a doghouse, right? Jenna helps out quite a bit. I saw her out there emptying out coolers and handing out drinks and food. And
that's our number one fan. I know, earlier in the year, she wasn't coming around as much as the guys would like her to be, and I think Clay shot her a message. It was like, "Are you not going to come watch us this year?" And I think it was the next tournament she showed up, right? And we won. We won. Yeah. I mean, Jenna loves being around the guys, and I know they enjoy being around her, and she's probably not around as much as she wants this year, but I mean that's our number one fan. Yeah. And from especially behind scenes, so she makes my job easier, and she's the one that has to deal with all the headache of me when I come home. And that's what I told the boys the other day, we have in golf, you have good practices and you have bad practices, and I leave practice a lot of days where I'm very frustrated with them, and Jenna's the one that's got to deal with it when I get home, and so she's a champ for handling me. And who thought I would ever coach 6 years? When I got the job at 21 years old. And we've been together all 6 years of that. So she's definitely a champ.
Yeah. It's always good to see her around. And even if she's just emptying coolers and doing those things. I told her last time I saw her, I said, "Glamorous life of a coach's wife."
Right.
I said, "Yeah."
No doubt.
All right. Well, and guys, she was a better basketball player than him back in the day, by the way.
Got to always remind everybody.
I think she tells me I have to say that.
Yeah, must pay you.
Yes, that's true.
But I'm not going to argue that one either.
Well, she scored more points than he did, but
She was better.
Much better golfer though. So that's okay. She never golfed.
She's getting never golfed, but she's a golfer now. She's getting there too.
Okay.
Yeah, she's an athlete.
Oh, that's true. Yeah. All right. Well, congratulations on all your success, and you're back on your normal schedule now. Where you basically just have tournaments on Saturdays. So one tournament a week. So kind of.
It's good.
Lessens up a little bit here.
Yeah, it's good. We talked about it. I mean, we play, practice Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Fridays have been fun lately. But it's good, like these boys too, just to get in a normal routine. And again, balancing school and these days where we're out there on the course, which last week with school we didn't stay out that late or stay on the course too late. But this week we'll have some days where we're not getting out of there till 8, 9 o'clock, and then going back at it the next day. So, it's great to be in a normal routine now and see how everybody's going to adjust with starting school and balancing golf, getting to practice on time. I mean, it's a little more demanding now with school, a little more on their plate. So, everything's good, and now we're kind of get a cruise and continue to work hard and hopefully start enjoying the process of high school golf a little more and not wearing ourselves out like we were those first 2 weeks.
Yeah. What's up Saturday for you guys this week?
Saturday, yeah, we're heading to, and early on in the season, we were actually going to take this weekend off. But we got into Henry Clay's tournament over at Lakeside. Again, the boys, they don't want to take off. Sometimes I think it's good, but when they kind of in a groove, no reason to take off. They want to play and compete every week, so we're going to do it. We head to Lakeside in Lexington for Henry Clay's tournament, which it's a full field. I mean, over 100 players. Haven't seen the full lineup yet, but I do know there'll be a strong field there, and hopefully we can go get another win.
Yeah, lucky number 7, maybe.
Yes, sir. Yeah. Yes, sir.
All right. Once again, congratulations, man. Appreciate you coming by on a Sunday and taking time out of your day. And we're going to talk to Cooper Eberle and Clay Pendergrass here in just a minute, so we'll be right back.
The Richmond Register Sports Show is brought to you by MetroNet, superfast internet, simply a better connection. Central Kentucky Pressure Washing, Total Comfort, heating and air conditioning. Let Total Comfort keep you cool or warm this winter. Call for service or for a free replacement quote. And by KYmedia.net, digital media solutions on your terms.
All right, welcome back. We are joined by Cooper Eberle and Clay Pendergrass. Thanks for coming by, guys, on Sunday.
Yes, sir. Thank you for having us.
Appreciate it. You guys have had a tremendous season so far. 6th tournament win came just yesterday up at South Oldham. And Clay, I think Coach kind of made reference to it earlier. I think you've had maybe early in the season had a little trouble finding your stroke, but it seems like you're really coming on now. You were -765 yesterday, so I feel like it's all coming together for you.
I was struggling a little bit early in the year, but I finally putted well yesterday, and I don't know. I just felt like I was making everything, so that helps.
Yeah. What was the coach made reference to? What was the
I was 115 in the middle of the fairway on 9, and I was 2 under at that point. And I hit like a punch gap wedge. It lands just beside it and hops up and then like spun back in. So, and then that got me to 4, and then I just kind of cruised on the back.
Yeah.
But, yeah, that was awesome.
Doesn't happen very often. And obviously Clay and Coop, I mean, you guys have both been. We talked about it with Coach there, going back and forth, playing some junior events and everything. Has it kind of been kind of challenging to kind of go back and forth and do? 1 week you're at a junior tournament, the next week you're with the team. I mean, it's kind of you guys have kind of all been kind of all over the place at times this year.
I mean, yeah, it's challenging, but I mean, it's fun. I mean, going to junior tournaments, traveling out of state, staying in hotels. I mean, especially if you're with your guys. I mean, it's a blast, and then getting to come home and play high school tournaments as teammates, going from rivals to teammates. I mean, it's just fun. It's fun getting to compete with these same guys as brothers, and then again as kind of going against each other. It's fun.
Yeah. Well, you guys, both of you can address this, but coming into the season, there were big expectations for this team, and with 5 seniors, and obviously you guys have lived up to that. I think you guys have embraced those expectations. You know that people, see you as one of the better teams in the state and the team that has a chance to do something special. So, kind of how have you guys embraced those expectations?
I mean, I feel like we finally just knew that like this was our year to do something, because next year, we lose 3 or 4 guys out of the top 5. So I feel like if we knew something was going to happen, it had to be this year. So everybody just kind of just took it in, embraced it, and now we're just rolling, I think.
I mean, it was a new mindset. Last year we knew what we were capable of last year, but there was no real sense of urgency about it. And then this year we knew it was time to work as soon as the season started.
Yep.
Yeah, it's amazing. Like we were just talking about there. I mean, the 3 different guys on this team have won individual tournaments. I mean, you guys have that potential up and down the entire lineup. You guys can, when one of you two and Warren's not there, you guys can go down and pick up a Blake McGinn or a Hayden Wash or something. I mean, just talk about maybe some of the other guys on the team that the 4th, 5th, and those JV players that can also step up in there and play.
I mean, I just feel like through 7 guys, we can pick anybody and go win a tournament. And even like the guys that nobody talks about, like our 8, 9, 10 man, I think they're all like how we were in the past. They're all just young guys, and then as they start to get to their sophomore, junior, senior years, they'll all start to perform and just kind of grow up and grow into what we have all like become now. And I think it's important having guys like us to just help them and come up. But it's wild to see what through 8, 7 guys we can do. There's just so much potential right there.
Yeah. I mean, we had Tristan Allen on a couple weeks ago, and I think she said it best. Madison Central is a golf school, boys and girls. It is now a golf school. So, Cooper, kind of talk about that. I mean, obviously your sister's on the girls team too. I mean, it's amazing, just boys, girls, then do the junior programs over there, Gibson Bay, everything. It's really become it's amazing to see the talent that's come out of this county.
Yeah, I mean, the county itself. I mean, Madison County is just continually putting out good golfers. I mean, from coach's year of junior players and through us now, I mean, junior golf in Kentucky's been special, especially in Richmond. I mean, Tristan Allen, this week she's playing Q school.
Yeah.
Trying to go professional. I mean,
she just made it to stage 2 actually. Oh. She shot 700 today.
Wow.
Moved from 99 to 18 today.
She's on the bubble. That's great.
Yeah.
But I mean, I got to give my dad a lot of credit. Yeah. I mean, what he's doing for the junior programs, what's going on at Gibson Bay, the junior clinics. I mean, we're fostering the game of golf, and it's going in the right direction. I mean, we've got young guys just like us when we were kids, but way more coming up. I mean, it's really, there's a lot of hope for the future for Central to stay where it's at in a position of golf.
Yeah, and across the county too. I mean, Clifton Scully, who you guys know very well, plays Madison Southern. Thomas Luxon at Model is a great player.
Yeah.
There's a lot of players all around the county. Talking about your dad in Gibson Bay, you won that tournament over there, and we talked about this before, how you kind of had that monkey on your back and not playing very well on your home course at times. So a couple weeks back, getting that title at Gibson Bay, kind of what did that mean to you? And to your family, I think your dad was in tears afterwards, I think.
I didn't know that. He's not going to be glad you told me that. But,
that's what somebody told me. That could be a lot.
Wouldn't surprise me. But, I mean, it was, as I said before, it was just special. I mean, my senior year, and you're right, I'd struggled there very badly in the past, and it just felt nice to go play the way I knew I was supposed to, and I knew I was able to. I mean, I really didn't do anything crazy that round. I just finally played to my steady potential. I mean, so it felt really nice to get the win. I know my teammate Warren, a little frustrated I edged it out over him, but I mean, at the end of the day, I'm sure he was happy for me.
Didn't he had like a double bogey or something, like 17 or 18, didn't he, or something? A triple, that's what it was.
Don't ask him about it. He won't shut up. But I mean, yeah, it was a great tournament. It was fun, and I was glad to get the team win as much as anything.
Yeah, and I said a couple of weeks in the future, but the region will be back over there at Gibson Bay on your guys' home course. I mean, obviously you guys were second last year to LCA, kind of on their home course up there in Lexington, so I'm sure you guys are ready to get another shot at them on your course.
Absolutely.
I'm very excited.
I mean, last year, I'm not going to blame it on the course at all. We underperformed last year, and we know it. As a team, we know we had potential and just didn't show out that day, and I think we were all very ready for another shot at it.
Yeah. And Clay, you've had success at that region level. I think was it as a freshman you were the runner-up, right? Didn't you get to a playoff, or was that your sophomore freshman year? Was your
eighth grade maybe.
Eighth grade year.
Yeah,
okay.
Because I think that was the same year that we went as a team. So yeah, I think I got in a playoff with Jance and Preston my 8th grade year. I think that sounds right. But we're excited to have it at Gibson. It's different though, because like last year, I think everybody kind of favored LCA, and now this year we're that team, and we have a lot on our back to perform at our home course, and we just have to keep in mind that we know we can do it, and if we play how we should, then it should be no problem. But just have to kind of step back and look at it sometimes, and just know that it's not in our hands yet, and we still have to keep working, and we can't just count on it. So
okay, all right. Well, guys, on a light note here, give me some funny Kyle Congleton stories. Some PG ones now.
I remember. This is funny. I don't remember where it was last year, but we played a tournament. And I played pretty poorly. I don't remember exactly what I shot. I know I played bad. And we went through a Wendy's drive-thru, and I got a burger. And I'm like, Coach, can I get ketchup? He ignored me. He didn't act like he didn't hear me. I thought he was joking, so I didn't think anything of it. Coach wouldn't get me any ketchup. So that was pretty funny. Coach wouldn't give you any ketchup.
We always make fun of him too for saying like handy and playing with his shirt more than he needs to.
Yeah. He's just constantly just pulling the sleeves up.
No, but that's just classic coach stuff.
Classic coach stuff, absolutely.
Yeah. But no, I think there's a real connection with you guys. I mean, he's still kind of young. I mean, he's still in, he's a lot younger than me, but he's obviously young, and I feel like you guys connect with him, and not just you guys, but the whole team. And it seems like that's a big part of your success is the relationship you guys all have.
It definitely helps having someone that played high school golf at Central too. I think, and I think that has something to do with it. And yeah, but no, we all get along really well.
Well, you can always, next time you come in, we'll have some ketchup for you, Cooper, so make sure.
I appreciate it.
All right, well, you guys are back in action again Saturday up at Lakeside, looking for 7th tournament title of the year, so good luck to you guys, and we'll be following along with you, and we'll be, obviously, Gibson Bay, we'll be over there to watch you hopefully win our region championship, so good luck to you guys, and hopefully we'll have you right back on here again at some point and talking about bigger and better things too. So
appreciate it. Thank you.
So thanks for coming by. We appreciate it. And thanks for everybody for watching this week's edition of the Richmond Register Sports Show. We'll be right back next Sunday. And of course, we'll have our daily updates, which you see through Madison County Live every morning. And then also we have our tailgate show on Friday night. So we're out in the tailgate area of a local high school football game. I think we're going to go to Berea this week, right, Randy? Sounds good. We're going to go to Berea Community. So check out the Pirates. So once again, thanks to Kyle Congleton, Cooper Eberle, Clay Pendergrass for coming by, and we'll see you next week.
Do you want to sponsor the weekly Richmond Register Sports Show? Contact the Richmond Register, richmondregister.com, and of course on Facebook or Twitter. The Richmond Register Sports Show is brought to you by MetroNet, superfast internet, simply a better connection. Central Kentucky Pressure Washing, Total Comfort, heating and air conditioning. Let Total Comfort keep you cool or warm this winter. Call for service or for a free replacement quote. And by kymedia.net, digital media solutions on your terms. Thanks for watching the Richmond Register Sports Show. For more information about all things sports in Madison County, log on to richmondregister.com or on Twitter. And like us, Register Sports on Facebook. Get the Richmond Register directly to your mailbox or get the app online and visit richmondregister.com.